Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I'm very well, Jack. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Jolly good.
That's a little Ant and Dec moment.
Well, we got that right anyway.
We did. Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
So we're at 47 viewers at the moment. So hopefully we'll get a few more on. People do know we're going live at 11, and it is 11. So give us some thumbs up or some love hearts to let us know that you're here and you're on. And then we'll get started once we get a few more viewers. We've had lots of questions already.
Just so you know it, I'm Jack Edwards. And he's Paul Woolf.
We should have done it the other way around, really, shouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, quite right.
Yeah. So, yes, exactly that. So, Paul, as you can see, that is Paul, just sat there. We're not in the same room.
And that is
room. So Paul is our CEO of the King's Theatre, and I'm the creative director of the King's Theatre.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my office at home. I'm not sure whether I got my dog in here somewhere, but anyway, I'm sitting here. I've shut the door so nothing else comes in. Well, no one else comes in. So yeah,
absolutely.
All set.
So we're getting a lot of people. So I'm working from another computer as well because I can see all the questions. So I will be reading the questions. So it's just showing me now all the people that are joining. So welcome. Thank you for coming on and tuning in. And it looks like everyone can see us, Paul, because we're getting lots of thumbs up and love hearts, which is good.
Very good. What do you think of the shirt, guys? What do you think of the shirt? This is the first time we put a shirt on since the last time we were on Facebook in the theatre, because we've been locked in our house. And I have to say, I don't know what you all have been doing, but I've been putting on training gear. I've been pretending I'm playing cricket, so I put my cricket gear on every now and again, that sort of stuff. But we decided to put a shirt on this morning, didn't we, Jack?
Exactly. We said together, didn't we, yesterday? Right, we should smarten up a bit.
Smarten up a bit. Yeah.
I've even done my high quiff today.
I know, Jay. It looks amazing.
It's very amazing. High today. Very.
I haven't got any hair left to quiff, but there we are.
Oh, I don't know about that. Paul, there's a question that's just come in from Elton Somerset. What are the gold and silver discs on the wall?
The gold and silver discs. Oh, well, so I think one of them, hang on, I can't even remember. Let me just get up and have a look. Hang on, I'll tell you.
He's got trousers on, we're all right.
Yeah, we're okay. So the gold disc is Fergal Sharkey. That was when he did the album. That was his album. And the other one is Tears for Fears. So when I was in law practice way back, so I used to look after the undertones. And Fergal Sharkey, when he put his solo album out, so I got one of those. And then I used to look after Tears for Fears way back in the day. And for a period of time, I used to business manage them as well. So, yeah, so the pictures you can see behind are from Highlander. And I helped put that film together. So, yeah, I've got all around the room, I've got some interesting stuff from my past, So, yeah, so they're all from when I was in the music business. I used to look after bands primarily in the heyday, in the happy days of the 80s, which were the big days of rock and roll. Thank you for asking.
So they
luckily.
You what? Sorry.
Luckily, I'm wearing trousers when I stood up.
You are. Right. Okay. So, shall we start off with some of these questions?
Absolutely.
So, I'm literally going to just start from the top and work my way down. So Scott Ian Buckler has said, show us behind the curtain. So Scott, as you're well aware, I'm sure, we are not in the theatre, even though I do have, I can't, hold on, that finger. Even though I do have the theatre behind us, the auditorium, this was one of our sold out shows at the King's Theatre a few years ago. So yes, we're not in the theatre, so we can't show you behind the curtain at the moment. But if there's any questions that anyone would like to know about stuff that happens backstage, or how the process and things work of shows coming in, please do give us some questions. And Donna has also said, can you do a backstage tour? Well, again, Donna, we're happy to do a virtual vocal stage tour, if that makes any sense at all.
Well,
so
I think
please,
as soon as we can get back in the theatre, now that we know that this process works, we will absolutely do a backstage tour once we can get back into the theatre. I think it's a really good idea. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've discovered this new piece of software, so we'll do a lot more of these Q&A things, which is really good for us and really good for you guys as well, because I think it's really important, as I'm sure you're aware, for us to keep engaged with our community. It's really important to us. Right, okay. So Karen Webster has asked, do you have spooky goings on in the theatre?
Well, other than us.
Other than us, yeah, exactly.
Other than us. We do have ghosts in the theatre. We have we run ghost tours, don't we, Jack?
We do indeed. We do indeed. Yeah. I think they're sort of once every 3 months or something. So we're just starting them. We used to do them quite sporadically, but we're now going to start trying to do them a bit more fluidly. So hopefully anyone that is into that side of things, and please do book up, because they're really, really interesting. I mean, that theatre has got some proper nooks and crannies, hasn't it, Paul? I mean, it's
really.
Some
actually be quite
fabulous
when we get back in, Jack, won't it? To see whether the supernatural have been breeding themselves while we've been away.
Absolutely. I'll be frightened to go back in.
Oh
no.
Oh no.
I think it's very interesting. I think it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, so keep an eye out, guys, on Facebook and our website. And that will tell you all of the different events that are coming up, and not just with the ghost tours, but obviously any shows at the moment. So, Paul, do we want to talk a bit about what's happening at the theatre?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Yeah. And we'll come back to these questions. We're sort of into. So basically, we're sort of saying we'll probably be here for about another 45 minutes. Answering the questions. So we'll dip in and out of the questions that you're asking. So Paul, do you want to say anything about the theatre at the moment?
Yeah, well, yeah, thanks, Jack. I mean, as everyone knows, sadly the theatre had to close, and we're now closed officially till the 31st of May. All the shows that were running in May, we've now moved. All the producers of those shows have been working with us. And, Jack's been driving the rescheduling of that programming with Jane, Invisible Jane. Do you remember her from last time? So Jane is invisible completely somewhere. She's in some other room somewhere, being ultra invisible this time. And so everything's moved out of May. And obviously, as the government keep announcing things, it's all still very unclear, as you can hear from the news. 1 minute they're saying a couple of weeks they're going to start relaxing things. So we just don't know. So we are in touch with all the producers of all the shows across the calendar throughout the rest of this year. We're monitoring it all the time. And as and when the government make an announcement that is real, as opposed to just political chit chat, then we start making a plan. But all the producers we're talking to across all the shows understand where we are. We're not cancelling anything. If it has to move, it'll be moved, but we can't move anything until we know exactly when and how the timetable runs. The good news is that everyone's working together, and that's, for me, is the good news. The bunch of producers that we're now working with are absolutely brilliant. No one is taking a hard-edged position. Everyone understands that we're all in it together. Putting a show on is a very complicated affair. Lots and lots of people, from the actors to the finance to the rights to us and marketing. It's a really complicated process, and luckily all the elements are working together to make sure that we can come back. My focus, as the CEO of the theatre, has been to encourage everyone to stay positive and to focus on our return later, and making sure that we're in a strong enough position to come back whenever this, terrible crisis is over.
Indeed, indeed. As Paul says, just to sort of support him on that, it is a real jigsaw. The whole process is a real jigsaw, and it's as the unknown is there. We just do not know what's going to happen, but we are obviously trying our best to make sure that everything is as easy process for everybody as it can be. And just on that, we do have a question here from Amy Yates. So this is Amy. We had tickets to see Annie and not been contacted yet. Have we been missed, or has a new date been set? So Amy, I do have a little statement from the Invisible Jane that will answer your question from this. So please bear with us. Yeah, morning, Amy. Please bear with us as we are working with a reduced active staff and getting back to people as quickly as possible. We aim to reply usually within 48 hours, but during this period, it may be longer. So Amy, please bear with us. If you could, you may have already had a reply if you've emailed. Please check your spam folder because sometimes that does happen, so please check that. But if you haven't got a reply from us, Amy, then please do email us at box.office@kingsportsmouth.co.uk, and hopefully somebody will be with you. Well, not hopefully, they will be with you. It's just taking a little bit of time because there's a hell of a lot of shows that we're trying to reschedule and things like that at the moment. So thank you for your question.
Dress up at some point.
Yeah, no, I will actually. Yes, good idea, Paul. I will put the address up at some point. Yes. So what have we got here? Next question. So who's this from? Luigi Salter just says stunning. So whether that's stunning as in us, Paul, we're stunning.
Is it the shirt?
It's the shirt. It's the shirt. Or whether you think the theatre is stunning, which I'm sure you do, Luigi.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let me.
It is truly stunning.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. As you can see, I mean, from our background on screen, we've got the beautiful auditorium, and obviously I've got my picture behind me as well, which I had put on a canvas because I just love the building so much. It's incredible. So thank you, Luigi. This is from Victoria Holman. And Victoria said,
Jack.
Go back to sorry, let me go back to Luigi. It says NHS. I don't know if Luigi works for the NHS. Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly. We've got some news regarding NHS and stuff coming up, so we'll give you a little bit of an insight into that a little bit later. Paul will give you some exciting news on that, so we'll come back to that. So Victoria Holman, do you have any theatre technician programs? I'd love to do an extra bit of training. Victoria, wow. Yeah, I mean, look, this is absolutely things that we want to be engaged with and get onto. So what we'll do is, if Invisible Jane is watching, Jane, if you could get Victoria's details, and then what we'll do is when we have anything like this coming up, because sometimes we do summer schools and all sorts of things. So this is definitely something that we could do. So Jane, if you don't mind getting hold of Victoria, and then we'll keep her informed.
Jack, when we've been talking with the university, haven't we, about this?
We have,
and we've got a very, very willing and very able tech team, and they are willing to, work with outside groups as well. So, because I know that from conversation we were having with the university, and I'm not sure, Victoria, whether you are at the uni or not, but certainly we've been talking to Portsmouth Uni about some people on their, creative arts side, coming into theatre and working with us and developing stuff. So it's something that we were doing and want to do. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so there you go, guys. So there's our box.office@kingsportsmouth.co.uk email address. So if you do have any queries, then please do let us know. And as I say, someone from the team will come back to you as soon as they can. But just to reiterate for anyone that's just joined us, we do have a very reduced active staff at the moment, obviously, as you know, with what's going on in the world. So we have furloughed a lot of our staff, which brings me, Paul, swiftly a nice segue into furlough.
Furlough. Now,
yeah,
whoever heard that word 4 weeks ago?
Exactly. It's a very interesting word.
Yeah, we all thought it was to do with horse racing at one
We
point.
did.
When it all started.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Paul, do you want to just give an insight into what we've done with our staff and how we're supporting them?
Yeah, definitely. Well, when all this kicked off, it was, as you know, from the messaging that came out of the government, it was all terribly unclear, what you could do and what you couldn't do. And then gradually this word furlough appeared. We've learnt as we've been going by the day, as all the rules and regulations around furloughing have come clear. But basically what the idea of furloughing the government wanted was that people would not being laid off and lose their jobs. And so the idea of it is a job retention scheme, so that you put a member of staff on furlough so they are still in a job, and so that when all this crisis is over, they have a job to go back to. As I mentioned before, the primary function of business, and you've been reading about it in the papers and listening on the news, business owners have struggled, even with the government help and the government support, some of which hasn't been as readily available as the politicians will say, to make it your best effort to be there at the end of this. And for us, a significant part of being there at the end of it is the people who work there. So there's no point in having a theatre standing and having no one working there. Now, we have a significant number of people who work in the theatre, both permanent staff and casual staff, who come in and help us with, ushering, front of house, all sorts of stuff. In box office they come, in stage door. So we have lots of people around the theatre, and it adds up, let's say, around the 140 mark. Okay, now we as a theatre, don't have the resource to keep all those staff on through the crisis and be able to be standing and have enough cash in the bank to be able to then run the theatre. So we were pleased when the government finally announced what this furloughing process is, which is when you can ask staff to be working, and then the government will pay a proportionate part of whatever their pay is, which is good because it means that we don't lay anyone off and everyone has a job. So we were very pleased with that when they finally announced it and it finally became clear what it actually meant. So we have furloughed all of our casual staff, which a lot of companies, I think, are not doing. So all of those have jobs to come back to as well, because to some people, the casual element of the work with us is a very important part of their income. Our permanent staff have been furloughed as well. We have retained, as Jack mentioned, a skeleton staff just to enable us to keep things going. So we have people working in box office to help our customers. We have people working in marketing to ensure the website stays going, and we keep posting advice on shows. Jack is there helping on the programming side, and we have someone on our accounts team, and someone in HR just to keep the whole process going, because we have lots and lots of people we employ. So I think that kind of just kind of short order, Jack, just hope gives people an insight into the process. It has been a very challenging process because the messaging hasn't been completely clear. We've been asked to make decisions in grey space, which has not been easy. We, as I say, focusing on the people and the business at the same time, sometimes created a very confused optic. So it has been quite a challenging time. The senior management team have been brilliant, and we've been meeting, every day for an hour or two, by this process, electronically. And I have to say that, thankfully, we're in good shape for going forward, and we've retained all our staff. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, that is good.
Give a good flavour, Jack.
Absolutely, no, absolutely, and just to sort of coincide with that, we've got a message here from Louise Brooker. I'm just going to put it on the screen. This is what it's about, and this is so lovely. My daughter works at the King's, and I just wanted to say thank you for being a great employer through this situation. Communication has been brilliant.
Well,
How
thank you,
lovely.
Louise. That has been the mission. The mission has been, to be the best we can be and to help everyone that we can help. I mean, in a way, we in the meetings we have every day, we're looking for more ways that we can help and volunteer. It's just a pity that we can't put the theatre. Well, I forgot to mention, sorry, we have another person who goes into theatre every day just to turn the lights on and off and make sure the boiler hasn't blown up. So sorry, I forgot to mention him. But it's a pity we can't use the theatre more at this time. It's such a pity. Because we have to close it because of the government regulations. We'd like to help more. Can we, have more people go in and out of it? But we can't. But anyway, thank you very much, Louise. That's a gorgeous post.
Yeah, that is. Thank you, Louise. This is it's sort of a sad post, but I think also a positive post, because I think for the future it'll be something that that Nikki's son will look forward to. So my son Ollie would have played Peter Pan on your stage today. We're feeling a little sad in our house today. Look, Nikki and Ollie, listen, you've got your whole life ahead of you of theatre and acting. This is just, this is just a little blip. This is just a little reset of the world. And Ollie, you will have, so much time in front of you. So please don't give up. And you will have many, many opportunities to perform on the King's Theatre stage. I mean, on that, we've got our own pantomime, which is Peter Pan, which obviously you were going to be doing. So we've got that this year. So obviously we will have auditions for lots of different characters and dancers, not just dancers, but actors. So Ollie, please do come along to those auditions, and hopefully, all being well, you will be performing in Peter Pan still on that stage. But again, Ollie, I will speak to, I'm sure it's Artisan who were meant to be on this week. So we are talking. So we will definitely get in another date, and I'm sure it will happen. But stay safe and keep smiling, and you will be there. You will be there. So that was from Nikki. How about this one, Paul?
Yeah. Morning, Tanya.
So Tanya is our finance director, and she's just popped up to say morning. So morning, Tanya.
Morning.
Right. So as we're talking about Panto, interestingly, so we have John Challis this year coming to star as Captain Hook, which we're very, very excited about. So John Challis obviously is very well known for playing Boise in Only Fools and Horses. And also in many, many other TV shows, Benidorm, to name but a few. So it's interesting. So I messaged John this morning and I asked him if he would be willing to come on to the live stream this morning, because John, can I just say, John is absolutely brilliant. He will do anything that we ask him to do within reason, obviously. He's very active, and he loves theatre, and he loves our theatre, which we are so proud of, and he adores it, and he's very excited about coming. So I messaged him and I said, look, John, I said, I know you're very good with tech stuff, so we'd love to get you on this morning just to chat to you guys. And this is the message that I got back. Good morning. Sorry, we haven't got any of that stuff. The computer is dead, and that had a camera thingy, but I've never used it. Failed again. Let me know how it goes. Stay safe. So bless him. As much as I thought he was a technical wizard, which I think he is, he clearly hasn't got the tech stuff to be involved in this. But I've just seen on Twitter, Paul, which is very, very interesting, and Invisible Jane has just posted it. I will put it up. So John Challis on Twitter asking if he can expect a sofa and a fridge in his dressing room.
I see. We're already getting into that now.
We
Oh,
are. We're
dear.
getting into the nitty gritty,
Right.
but we'll
Dreaded
see, John.
Huh?
We'll see how things go, John. We'll see how things go. Don't push it. Don't push it, love.
Exactly. Fresh water from spring in France.
Exactly. So yeah.
I'll tell you, Jack, with some of the bands that I used to act for, I'll tell you, the riders were frankly ridiculous, some of them. And they used to try and outdo each other. So, you would get more and more ridiculousness, as the tours were booked. They used to crazy things. Anyway, sorry.
Amazing. So thank you, John. I know you'll be watching this. So we can't wait to see you at Christmas. And we'll obviously at some point we'll try and get you on if we can. So let's have a look, see what else we've got going on here. Glad you're not in your pajamas. Thank you very much for that. Looking good, guys. There we go. Albie Somerset saying, I can recommend the backstage tours you do. Did it a couple of years ago and it's really good. Going Up in the Gods is excellent. Yes, great. I agree with that.
Good. Yeah, we agree with you. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, no, that's good. This is from Nigel. Good morning from Nigel Bowes or Bowes. Part of the research group. Thanks for doing this. You're very welcome, Nigel. Thank you for getting in touch.
And thank you, research group, for what you do.
Exactly, absolutely. This is from Haley Story, just saying hello. Hope everyone is safe and well. So Haley runs About My Area, Paul, in Portsmouth. So
hello, Haley. Good morning.
Yeah, she's very, very supportive of the theatre. So thank you, Haley. Hope you're keeping well as well with your family. So please keep the questions coming in. I've just here we go, Paul. I thought Paul just asked Jack to dress up. Maybe Dame next time. We'll see.
Did I? I thought I said you wouldn't see him in a frock. Well,
we'll see how things go, shall we? We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is a question here, Paul, from Amy Yates. When this is over, would you consider doing a free show for all NHS staff and family for the Panto at Christmas? Over to you, Paul.
It's funny you should say that, Amy. Okay. So what we have been doing, I mentioned before that, when we're just looking to get, through all this, and part of the modeling that we're doing is looking at how, looking at worst case scenarios, looking at all different scenarios so that we're planning. The trick is to stay kind of ahead of the curve rather than reacting the whole time. So what we have done is we've added 1 week to the Panto. So instead of being 4 weeks, it'll be 5 weeks, and we're putting it on 1 week earlier. The exact dates we'll be announcing later. But one show in that week will be free to NHS and key worker performers. Sorry, not performers, key workers. And what we'll do, as soon as we're open, we'll make another announcement and we'll work out the logistics. There'll either be a code or you'll come into the theatre, the box office. The exact details will announce, but for certain, there'll be one performance that will be free. And that will be in that first, well, I think it'll be in that first week. That's what we think. But that, again, it might be a bit later in the run. But for sure, over the run of the Panto, which will now be 5 weeks, there'll be an extra 12 performances. And one of the entire run will be free to NHS and key workers.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. We're really, really excited to announce that.
And we're just really, really sorry that there isn't more we can do with the theatre right now. But there's nothing we can do. So yes, one free.
Definitely. So Amy, I hope that answers your question. I hope you're excited about that. So as Paul says, just watch this space. And we will keep you informed on that. So that's, really, really excited about that. It should be
Amy, that's a good question.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is from Becky Broad. It will be good to have some quizzes through for the furloughed staff and casual on new values for the theatre to help embed the training that the theatre invests in so you can hit the ground running, providing first-class service when we all get through this. Just an idea.
Well, Becky, that's a very good idea. Again, Well, these are good questions, because what they enable us to do is just to give you a kind of insight into the way the theatre is running. Jack, do you just want to take the question off a bit? There we are. Thanks. What you're allowed to do during furlough is training, and we've put together a training program across all the departments so that during the furlough, as I said, training's allowed. All the departments in the theatre are upskilling so that when we come back, everyone will have learned things that they never had time to learn. And this is across the IT side, it's across the use of the till systems, across use of the box office systems, because when you're going 1,000 miles an hour, you often park training and park learning, and now everyone has time. And these are the things they can all do at home. And so we've put in place a whole training program during the month of April. I think we should do a quiz. I mean, lots of people are doing online quizzes. I think we should, Jack.
I can't see why not. I mean, even if we did it on this platform that we're on now,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I used to set quizzes Jack, in London.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I used to deliver quizzes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's put that into action.
I don't know what one yet, but I think it's a good idea.
We can definitely do that. Well, we've I work very closely with a guy called Craig Lace at Fun Booth who puts quizzes together. So maybe that's something we can definitely look at. But no, I think great question, Becky. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Where are we? So what's Donna Marie? This is nice. You're both doing a brilliant job. Thank you very much, Donna. That's really nice of you to say so.
Thank you, Donna.
No
one yet, Jack.
Sorry?
It took me about half hour to choose this shirt. I thought,
hold on.
Oh, love the shirts. Well done, Chris.
There we are. There we are.
Chris,
nice.
I've got to tell you, Chris, that is not a recent photo. Is that a recent photo? Chris works with us. He's the commercial operations director.
Indeed.
Good morning, Chris.
Indeed. Morning, Chris.
Okay.
Indeed. So this is next question is from Kate Elizabeth. Evie wants to say hello and that she is missing popping into the Kings with Grandad Ganty and seeing everyone. She loves the Kings and can't wait for the panto to see Jack in dresses.
Wow. Grandpa Ganty. Good man. Good man. Well, I hope everyone's fitting well, Kate. And I mean, David is he's our regular. He is. Yeah, we miss it too. We miss the Kings too. And we can't wait for the panto either.
Exactly.
We might get an address for one of these.
Sorry?
Maybe. We might persuade you, Jack, to get an address. What do you think?
We'll see. Depends how much they pay me.
Oh, well, there we are. Oh, dear.
Right. Well,
asking for a sofa and a fridge.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got some other questions which have come up on my Facebook.
Okay.
Which is actually no, I've not got a question. I've got a comment here from Mark Thompson, who is our co-producer of the pantomime. So Mark says, well done, Team Kings. Very informative. Once we get through this all together, we'll all make sure that Peter Pan is the biggest and best pantomime.
Ah, Mark, well done.
So there we go.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just seeing if there's any other questions on mine. Just some lovely comments. Hi, Jack and Paul. It's Brian from the Portsmouth Players. Great job this morning. Best wishes. Just looking to see if there's anything else. Paul, have we got anything else to talk about? We had a whole list of stuff, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We thought just a bit of fun, didn't we, Jack? So we had to change our safety curtain. So we, just part of our, regular maintenance, we did some work on the safety curtain. And I don't know, for those of you who have been recently, you'll see that it's white, okay, because we haven't yet painted it. And we thought just a bit of fun whilst everyone is at home, if people had some ideas as to what they thought we should put on the safety curtain. I'm not saying, I must say straight away that, because I can imagine everyone's imagination is immediately running riot, that we're going to use what you say, but we thought a bit of fun, we might want to come up with some ideas as to what we would put back onto the safety curtain. We thought just a bit of fun, Jack. What do you think?
Exactly. No, I totally agree. I think, I think there was some, I'm sure there will be some brilliant ideas. So anyone that's got any ideas, please do post them to us, inbox us at the King's Theatre Facebook page, and we'll have a look through. And then maybe when we come on next time, we'll show you some of the ideas that people have come up with. Obviously, keep it clean, Portsmouth and surrounding areas, obviously, but we know what you like. So no, please do. It'd be lovely to see some ideas.
Well, Jack, why don't we talk about the panto a bit? Would people be interested, do you think, in understanding about the process of the casting and how we're working with Mark, and a bit of insight into that? Would that be interesting for people?
Something that people would love to listen to, just to give you an idea of how the process works on panto. If that is, please do give us a thumbs up or love hearts, or if you don't, then give us a thumbs down. But obviously we want to keep this light-hearted and fluffy, so please, if anyone would love to hear about that, then please let us know. But we can say, I mean, the process starts as soon as the curtain comes down on our last performance of the previous.
Even before, Jack, because we announced the one, don't we?
Well, there is that as well. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So this year, Paul, or last year, when we did Aladdin, we decided what we would do. We would announce next year's show on the opening night of Aladdin, which we've never done before. We've never done that before. So it was very interesting to do that. And we got a lot of really positive feedback. Now, there was one reason why we did that, is because we're doing Peter Pan this year, which I've already spoken about, which is so exciting because we've not done it before. I think it's been done as a musical many years ago with Bonnie Langford, but it's never been done as a pantomime. So we were so excited by that we wanted to get it out there and announce it, and to actually have our star cast before we even opened on our previous panto. We were so excited to have John Challis booked. And we sat around a table, didn't we, Paul? We all had some discussions about casting and who would be the right person, and it was just brilliant. And we came up with John Challis, and we all just sat there and went, "This is brilliant. What a great bit of casting." Not in a million years thought we'd get him. Thought he'd be booked up, and he'd be, and thank goodness.
Mark went off, didn't he? And got him booked.
Mark went off, got him booked, which was really good. So, and as I say, he's been such a diamond that he's been really involved in everything that we've been doing. So we're so chuffed that piece of casting has already happened. We will be casting some more as we go over the next few years. A few years. It's because I tell you why. I tell you what distracted me, right? So I tell you what distracted me. I just had a text message from Bradley Walsh.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I've asked him to come on, and at the minute, he said he will do something, but he's getting lots of requests from lots of different places. So that distracted me. So I do apologise.
Don't worry. It's interesting, Jack. Like you mentioned, but what really surprised me when I first got more involved in the theatre is how the hamster wheel of the panto turns so rapidly.
Yeah.
You announce your next year's panto when you open this year's panto, and then you're off on a wheel that runs away with you. Here we are in April. Forget the lockdown and the virus and all that stuff, but you're in a process where the script, we've got to keep casting, we've got to keep getting the creative team together, the whole creative team, the people who run the lights and the sound and the costumes and the set and all that stuff. And then you've got to then work out how you're going to audition people in this climate. You've got to get the script written and approved, which is being done. We've seen the first outline of that. and then it keeps rotating, to the point where suddenly you've got auditions, and then before you know where you are, you're saying, hang on, what are we doing after Peter Pan? Because you're back in, you're back in September and October, and you want to announce the one after Peter Pan. So it just rotates so quickly, and we are working now, although we're not at the theatre, we're all working flat out on that process, because the hamster wheel doesn't stop. So we're making sure that keeps going. And we have weekly conversations with Mark about that process, just to keep it moving forward, so that we will be ready. And we will be.
So there we go. I was trying to post the poster.
Yeah, it's behind us.
Yeah, I don't think we can. I don't think we can actually get it on the screen, sadly. But for all those that haven't seen our poster,
you can. If you take it off, you'll be able to put it on.
Let me just see. Let's have a look. See if we can get it on the screen. There we go. There we go. So let me take the banner off. There we are. Can you see that, Paul?
I can see it. Perfect.
There we go. There we are. So that's our panto for this year. So obviously, tickets are still available from the box office. So please do book up. It's going to be such fun. I mean, as Paul just said, we've already read the first sort of synopsis, and it's very, very exciting. There's going to be some great things happening. So please do come and join us. Do come and join us. So let me take that away. There we go. Right. Shall we just see if we've got any other comments? Any questions? Let's have a look at this one. Rebecca Popple. Hi, Jack and Paul. I would like to say thank you for everything you are doing for all your staff. Love, Becky, housekeeping supervisor and team. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Really nice of you. Really nice of you. Don't know, there's something there from Richard Reynolds, Knights Department Store live stream. Okay. Well, Richard, I won't put that up on the screen, but we'll have a chat about that. Paul, anything else that you want to talk about at the moment? I think we sort of covered most things, haven't we?
I think we've covered most things. Yeah.
And I think we've had a nice streamline of questions. So, yeah, we want to do this again, guys. We want to try and do as many of these as we can, if you'll have us. I mean, if you're finding them interesting and informative, please do let us know. Keep the questions coming in, because we can, basically we can come and do this anytime we like, Paul, can't we? We haven't got much else to do.
I was going to say, I can't. Let me just check my very, very busy calendar.
Well, although we are still working quite heavily behind the scenes. So, yeah.
I know. But we can jump on these at any time that suits everybody. Yeah,
exactly. So I think we're pretty much there. And thank you for all of our viewers this morning. Oh, we go. There we are. That's from Sue Ryder Morgan. Well done and thank you. Really good way to catch up. Love your enthusiasm. Well, Sue, lovely to see you.
Is that a flute?
It's a flute. Yes, it is. It is a flute. Yes.
So, Sue, are you actually playing that flute?
Maybe we'll get Sue on.
Yeah, maybe, because when I was a kid, I was in the school orchestra when I was in a primary school, and I think I was the only kid that got chucked out of the orchestra for miming the recorder.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, lovely. Thank you, Sue. Thank you for your comment, and that really does mean a lot to us. So, yeah, listen, guys. As I say, please do keep sending your questions in, and we will collate them, and we will answer as many as we can moving forward. But we will let you know when we'll do our next live video. But I'm sure it'll be sooner rather than later, because I think me and Paul quite enjoy them actually. But yeah, so
sorry for how nervous you were, Jack.
Sorry?
Jack was pretending to be nervous before we started.
I was nervous. I was very, very nervous. There we are. I've just had a notification to say that we have our next meeting, Paul. at 12 o'clock.
Oh, hello. Right.
So yeah, so there we go. So work must commence. Yeah, that's it really. So thank you so much, guys. We really do appreciate it. And I will just pop up.
Setting this up.
Oh no, you're welcome. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Just to say, guys, so along the bottom there, the box office, box.office@kingsportsmouth.co.uk. Please do get in touch if you need to know anything, and Invisible Jane will sort that out for you. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. Paul, do you want to say anything else before we go?
No, I just want to say, everyone, stay safe and well, and don't go out and play sports, because that's the next thing they're going to stop you doing. So stay safe and be well, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Speak to you all soon.
Bye.